Hi everyone. We had the meeting that we were supposed to have for today between myself, Amoral, and Brent Mind staff members. Now, I decided to do things a little bit differently today. What I decided to do was, well, you're going to hear it in a minute. As I go through the evidence with you, I am going to pick apart piece by piece exactly what happened and what is surrounding everything that's been said. So without further ado, let's get into this. So this is between, again, myself, Amoral, management, and either support worker. Okay, let's go.
I've got a pad here.
Are you doing okay?
Huh?
Do you need this?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't mean a pad like that. I mean like to lean on.
I would give you this whole thing, but I've got.
I don't need the whole thing. I just need a few sheets, but
no, just to lean on.
Yeah.
But I've got stuff in here that I can.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I just need to check this thing. Yeah. Just need to check this thing is turned off. Actually, I'm not going to turn it off for now because my mum might call, so... Yeah. 22nd of March. Came real fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
She's talking about having it taken down right now. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Just put the phone in here.
Sorry for the tedium, by the way.
Fucking hell. Right, thanks. Where my head is at today. I need to lean on the table. I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh yeah, don't
I'll get timestamps
Yeah,
and upload
please,
it
yeah.
onto YouTube so you can just skip all this.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so it's the 22nd of March today. What day is it again? It's Friday, right? Yeah.
Which one wants to start?
I don't know where should we stop and I don't mind anyway.
I'd rather listen to everyone else talk before I say anything.
From the beginning?
For me,
From your point of view, yeah?
from my point of view, for me, I just personally, to be honest, I'd like to know what is the problem first with that has been said against me. You know, because I've just tried to keep my head down, keep to myself. I've just tried to you know what I mean? But constantly there's been things come up. I'd just like to know what has been tried to be put against me.
Okay.
To say I'm doing wrong, you know. I want to know and be able to talk about it clearly and be able to, you know, do it calmly and peacefully, you know. And that's about it. Really. I'm just trying to keep it right now, you know. Just
No, it's okay. No. We'll go far back.
Alright, so what you just heard there was Amoral basically spieling off a whole bunch of bullshit about how she's keeping the peace, how she's keeping herself to herself, how she's not really harming anybody. She can barely speak up. You know, right off the bat that she's lying. Her head's down. She can't look at anybody. So she's not telling the truth. It's blatantly obvious she's not telling the truth because just last night, her and her crew were up here chatting shit about me ranting on Twitter and trying to incite me. So already right off the bat, she's chatting shit. She can't even decide whether or not she's bullying me. She's changed her story so many times with regards to, you know, what she's done and what she hasn't done and all the rest of it. And she keeps bringing up her past as a way to exonerate herself. It's kind of disgusting. Just listen to this.
So we're going to resolve everything quickly. This is why we're going to listen from both sides and see if we can actually come up with a solution that's works for both parties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Your take on it?
Well, sir, the problem that I'm having is that for the last 11 months, there's been a boundary problem. I've repeatedly said I don't wish to have contact with this person after they used personal information against me to spread rumours about, well, not rumours, but using something that I told them in confidence in order to disrespect me. So from time I said, I don't want anything to do with this person. I don't want to talk to them. And because I'm staying calm and minding my own business, that's when they decide to taunt me. Now, what usually happens is that We're all sitting
Bitch
around
just went
talking
out.
civilly. But what normally happens after meetings with staff, what normally happens afterwards, is that I am bombarded with taunts, with incitement to incitement to cyberbully, because I've been talking about this on my social media to vent. So there's incitement to go on my social media, which Amala's admitted that she's been looking at without, she's not supposed to be on it,
You
but
just
she's
heard
been
her real
looking at
name,
it.
so no,
She's also been looking at my Facebook. This is something that she actually brought up with Bryony as well. And I said, well, you're not supposed to be on it, so how do you know? And she says, I'm smart. I have to wonder what that means. She's made some very, very serious accusations against me as well to Bryony. Now, Bryony is saying that she can't remember exactly what was said. And this doesn't surprise me because Brent Mind staff have pulled this before. There's been an occasion where Amoral has said some really, really serious accusations against me. And it's been groundless. And the only reason she's done it is because I've been sitting in my chair, really, really calm, not rising to the bait. So she gets desperate. That's my problem with the whole situation. It's just this abusive behavior, and it's covert as well, and it's actually very obvious when you think about it. This is exactly the same kind of tactics that a 12-year-old bully plays. Like, you're gonna rant and rave to try and incite me into violence behind the staff member's back, and as soon as the staff members are sitting in front of you, suddenly you just want peace. I'm not buying it.
Okay.
All right, so basically you just heard me telling my side of the story. It's basically everything that I've already discussed on my social media already. So, like, none of this is new. Like, a lot of the stuff that you're going to hear, if not all of it, is going to be stuff that I have already said on my social media and that everybody has looked at. So, you're not going to hear anything different. But guess who changes their story repeatedly? Amoral. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Throughout this meeting, I have raised my voice, okay? Because the audacity of Amoral's lies always catches me off guard, and I'm kind of like, whoa, what? Do you know what I mean? It's so bold-faced and such a stupid lie. It just catches me off guard. So I end up raising my voice and laughing incredulously because I just can't believe what I'm hearing. Do you know what I mean? And this meeting was just woefully short. Nothing was resolved. It was absolutely disgusting. The whole thing was a shambles. But let me play on. I might get emotional now because the lies that are going to come up next are going to piss me the fuck off. And I'm going to go through them piece by piece.
Response to everything. So one thing she stated was the Facebook. Let me start off with that. The Facebook reason why I went on it was because she'd constantly been genuinely making my life a living hell. She would be saying.
Before you go into that,
I searched her name up and I was paranoid. I smoked weed, so I was paranoid. I was like, this girl's trying to get me kicked out of this house. Let me just go look up what she's up to, So I went downstairs, I saw the name, how to spell it, I went on my phone and I searched up and all I find is Amoral, my whole name plastered everywhere, calling me names that are not nice, making me seem like I'm a bad person, I'm not a bad person, number one, I've given her the time
you're
to
pure
talk,
evil, you're hollow.
the whole time, I didn't intervene once, because of the fact I want to hear her out, I want to hear what she's got to say. It's all bullshit, number one, because of the fact is, how can you say someone's moving covertly when I have no time for you? I'm always at my basketball. I try and keep out of the house as much as possible since all of this has started. Even though to begin with, I had my difficulties. I'm not gonna lie, I was drinking.
There's one question before you kind of thing. Did she tell you something?
All right, so I'm sorry to interrupt the video because already I'm getting emotional because of the bullshit that she's spewing. So basically she said that I've made her life a living hell. Did you notice that she didn't go into any specifics? Did you notice that? She didn't go into any specifics about how I made her life hell. No specifics whatsoever. Second of all, when it comes to the Facebook, she's changed her story several times in one meeting. In the meeting with BW, she said that she has been looking at my social media repeatedly. And then she changed her story and said she'd been looking at it online once. And now she's coming back again saying, oh, I've been seeing all these things on her Facebook. She's still not explaining how she got on it. Did you notice that? Let's play on.
Personal.
No. She to begin with, the personal thing is how it started. I'm going to make it very clear, very open right now. I had someone staying with me that I shouldn't have at the time. You understand? They got into some sort of physical, loving type of situation. You understand? Then she confided in her about something of her business, and I still don't want to say it because it's an embarrassment of her. And I will not say it out loud because it's not for me.
Right. She said she's not going to say that out loud. She had no problem saying it out loud with BW. She had no problem saying that shit out loud. She accused me of fucking trying to infect Nikki, the person that she's talking about. She accused me of trying to infect Nikki with genital warts deliberately. She accused me of doing that fucking deliberately. Do you understand? Me attempting to seduce this woman while she's drunk. And then as soon as the woman she loves comes over, I'm trying to get in between them. The lies that this bitch tells is remarkable. And as for this physical relationship, do you remember when I told you about... Hi, Linda. Do you remember when I told you about Nikki the stud hitting on me? Do you remember when I told you about that? I said she was borderline aggressive. She hit on me 3 times in total. Right? 3 times. The second time, Amoral was there watching the whole thing. Right? Nikki was drunk. She was really, really aggressive. First of all, I liked her. I'm not even going to lie to you. I liked her. Because I thought that she was a genuine soul and she was very authentic and very talented and very grounded for somebody of her age. Like, she was 22 at the time. She was very, very grounded and intelligent, and she loved music, and I loved to be around somebody like that, soulful. Do you understand? So I liked her at the time, but the second time she hit on me, it wasn't right. She was drunk and she was completely aggressive, and like I said on my social media, it bordered on sexual harassment because I said no several times. And she didn't want to hear me. Nikki put her tongue in my mouth and touched me. Touched my breast in front of Amoral. That is as far as our physical relationship got. And when she sobered up and I came downstairs and I said, look, I still like you. I still want to make something work. It just wasn't right at that time. And then she says, oh, I'm not going to lie. I was drunk, but I'm glad you told me about the wart situation. Because if you didn't tell me about that, then, I would have been very angry if you'd have given me something and I wouldn't have known about it. But she made it clear to me, Nikki made it clear to both me and Amoral from the beginning. Amal, let's use her name. She made it clear to me and Amal from the fucking beginning that she was in love with this other girl. She made it clear from the beginning she was in love with this other girl. She made it clear. All I wanted to do was just hang out with Amal and Nikki and talk to this other girl. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care about trying to split them up. Because I'm not built like that. Especially not when it comes to women. I don't want to break them up. Life's fucking hard enough as it is for queer folk without us trying to fucking lift fucking partners off one another. This life is hard the fuck enough. Why would I want to do that to her? Nikki was already going through a hard time with her family. Why the fuck would I want to do that to her? Somebody that I like. I'm gonna give you, you know what I think, right? I think Amal lied to Nikki and said that I wanted to split Nikki and her lady love up. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think Nikki said it at all. Because that's what Amal told me. Amal told me Nikki said that. Now I'm inclined to think that Amal said that. Now I know Amal said it. She's the one who went around spreading rumors about how I'm fucking obsessed with Nikki and I'm trying to be, and I'm trying to be in love and get in the middle of them too. Like, treating me like a fucking love-struck fucking fatal attraction bunny boiler in my own fucking house when Nikki don't even live here. But now I realize it was Amal that was doing that shit. That's what she does. She hangs out with people who are stronger than her, more talented than her, more brilliant than her, more soulful than her, more authentic than her, more likable than her. And she exposes their weaknesses to keep them apart from one another in her social circle. That's what the fuck she does. And as soon as one of those stronger, smarter, more brilliant people fall out of line, she's making threats, she's slandering them, she's bullying them, she's spreading rumors about them. You're trying to tell me that me and Nikki bump. You're trying to tell this Brent Mind advisor, this team manager, that me and Nikki bumped puss when we didn't. You're lying on me and her. But let me continue.
You accuse me of trying to infect her deliberately, though.
No,
so
but you see
you
what
have
I'm
no
saying
problem
now,
with
like,
saying
you know
that.
what I mean? Like, do
Yeah, but you said
understand
it in
the
front of
hypocrisy
Bryony.
Because I really was not trying to say.
Yeah, but
that
you
she
said
was
that in front of Bryony.
underneath me. You know what I mean?
You said that in front of Bryony, clean in front of Bryony. This isn't the first time you've lied, and it's not going to be the last.
No, what?
Bryony, what I said in front of Bryony was out of the fact that you came.
Right, so she admitted to fucking lying about me. She admitted it, and Brent Mind stood there trying to honestly play Switzerland. One of you has got to go. Yet Amal has just admitted to accusing me of something that could end up getting me in prison for fucking life. They still let her stay in the house. Do you understand what I'm dealing with now?
No excuse. There's no excuse. There's a life sentence. That's intentional transmission,
Right.
and that carries a life sentence. No amount of mental illness and no amount of desperation justifies this. Do you understand? It's attempted rape, ABH, and intentional transmission that you accused me of. That is no excuse. There is no excuse. And you accuse me of threatening another housemate. That's something that can carry up to 5 years in prison maximum.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? This is not a game.
Right.
So,
Can I just say when people are speaking, can we not interrupt, because that's when the argument.
That's your biggest concern.
Let Amal continue speaking.
If I have this is what goes on. This is how the situation is. I've just seen how she got riled up.
so basically, what I can pick up, you both have a mutual friend.
No,
We don't. No, it wasn't like that.
I haven't yet finished my part. This is what I mean. I'm constantly being interrupted.
Constantly
to say
being
what I want to say.
interrupted.
She would interrupt me and then go give her whole verse.
Constantly
You understand what I'm
interrupted. Let me tell you something. What the fuck did I say at the start of the video? What did I say at the start of the video? I said I want to let everybody else talk before I speak. She got her chance to speak. She spoke rubbish. I got my chance to speak. I spoke the truth. Then she had her chance to speak again, constantly interrupting. What the fuck are you talking about? You just admitted to life-ruining slander. Fuck you and your flaw. Dumbass bitch.
I'm sorry. Sure. Yeah, so the girl's been staying with me. Yeah. Anyway, her girlfriend comes to the house. You understand?
Right. So she's been having the girl living there. She's been having Nikki living there for 2 weeks. Amala's been having Nikki living there for 2 weeks. Right? She's confessed this to Brent Mind. And what Brent Mind always do, they're always conciliatory with her. Oh, well, I'm glad you're open with us about this. I told them about this months ago. Months ago. I already wrote that in a letter to BW. I already wrote that fucking letter. You all saw the email. Now she wants to be all conciliatory, and guess what? They let her get clean away with it. Listen on.
Friend's girlfriend. Her friend, she sees that we've been cooking the night before, you know, making some barbecue.
What the fuck are you talking about? The amount of food I had in my own fridge. Look at me. Look at me closely. Look at me closely. Look at that arm closely. Does that look like the arm of a woman that's going to be without food? Without food to cook and without food to make? When Nikki came in my room, she saw my fridge. My larder was stocked. And Nikki turned around and said, that's how a fridge is supposed to be. I have me and my stocked ass fridge, me and my TV. And the reason why I cranked my music up loud is because I thought Nikki was disrespecting me. Now I realise it was Amal spreading rumours and getting Nikki riled up. Because Nikki's got a short temper. The fuck am I going to do with some arsehole's food when I got my own? The only reason I didn't offer it to Amal is because she's Muslim and Muslims don't eat pork, and I had pepperoni pizza. That's kind of, you know, I had pepperoni pizza, I had a whole assortment of other foods there, but it was mostly fast food at the time. I don't cook like that anymore. It was mostly fast food at the time. I couldn't offer that to her because it's pork, cheese. Like, I can't offer that shit to her. That's not cooking. That was just an easy meal. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I didn't share no food with her. But my larder was motherfucking stocked. I didn't have to worry about no barbecue wings. What the fuck is this bitch talking about?
The cooking and stuff. And then she realised, this is her girlfriend. They stayed there together. And then she was walking up and down the stairs. You know what I mean?
Walking up and down the stairs how?
Was still in the picture.
Walking up and down the stairs how? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You see, this is me getting emotional because the audacity of her lies is disgusting. And Brent Mind are sitting there allowing this to happen. She confesses to serious things that should have had her kicked out months ago. And they just let it slide. Yet let me tell somebody that they should have died in the womb. Let me tell somebody that they should have been swallowed or spat. I get a motherfucking warning letter and I'm the one who has to move out. You see how this shit operates? Let me play on. Let me play this fucking bitch. I'm getting really, really angry now.
And I clearly know what the situation is. I know, because since that day, this is started. She used to come in my room, chill with me, relax. Everything was all cushy. But when this girl, Nikki, came into the picture, everything changed. It was a vendetta against me.
What? Why am I going to have a vendetta against you over somebody else's girlfriend? You dumbass bitch. You absolute cunt. You absolute cunt, Amal. Why the fuck am I going to have a vendetta against you over somebody else's girlfriend? It don't make no fucking sense. Just like it don't make no sense that I'm going to rape your friend, attempt to rape your friend with genital warts, that I'm going to go around and tell you and you ain't going to do nothing? What type of sense does that make?
You understand? A vendetta. I'm not trying to prove no point. I'm not trying to say I'm
incredulous.
You understand? I'm not perfect. We'll make mistakes. You understand? But all of the things she's saying against me that I've done to her, like sending brain signals to her. We're in the 21st century. Who can do that?
Brain signals. 21st century. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? When last I looked, psychological abuse is psychological abuse. That shit is timeless. It doesn't have an expiry date, you moron. The fuck are you talking about?
I don't have time to do that. I believe in God. I'm religious. You understand? Even though I do wrong.
You believe in God, you know. Do you hear this shit? Do you hear the shit? Who the fuck cares what you believe in? And also, no, she's ripped off my social media as well. She does that several times throughout this interview. Her talking about her being, a woman of God and something. That was from a tweet of me saying, I would tell you to leave God out of your mouth, but considering what God is, maybe you should keep him there. He seems to be your style.
Things, I have to have a faith. I have a higher power, But
what the fuck does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
At the same time,
higher power. Okay.
See, this is what I mean.
Okay.
This is what I mean.
I hear the both of you. Right?
I'm sorry.
Questions I'm going to ask you, right? What is it that both of you want?
Peace.
What is it that you want?
I actually...
To resolve this today for us
to
to get
be
over
quite
both
honest
of you
with
to get
you,
over your independent lives.
To be quite honest with you, I think that Brent Mind is actually more responsible for this than Amal is. Because the thing is, Amal does what she does from the perspective of which she does it, okay? Now, when I've actually complained to Brent Mind, to Emily and Naomi in the past, instead of actually taking my concerns seriously, for example, I sent them a photo of a shampoo bottle that had been left there. Now, things like that are usually done to gaslight a person.
That's what abusers do. You leave your period brands when blood on it.
Yeah, by accident.
Listen to
no,
this.
but you can't talk about it. You can't be.
Yeah, by accident. And I pick it up.
You don't. Because I have to come and knock on your door and say, can you please take it out?
No. You.
Wait a minute. Okay, so she's lying about this as well. She says that when she knocks on my door about the period pads that were left in the bathroom. Now, I'm going to be real with all of you, right? There are times where I leave stuff in the bathroom and I don't realize I've left it in the bathroom until I go back in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, what Amoral used to do was when I leave my underwear in there, she used to knock on my door and say I left my underwear in there. I told this bitch not to talk to me. She could have just put it she could have just left it there, or even took a photo. She could have just taken a photo, showed it to Brent Mind, or texted Emily and said Fabi keeps leaving her shit in the bathroom. She could have brought it up a house meeting. She didn't do that. She didn't do any of that. Instead, she wants to bring up period pads now. Why would you do that unless you're the one who's been leaving them in there for me to think it's me and not pick it up? That's the only, in fact, the period pad was the only thing you didn't call me out on. That was the only thing you didn't call me out on. And now you're telling, support worker and management that, my period pad was the only thing you talked about. Like, you're still lying. What are you doing? Dumb bitch. Lying bitch.
Knocked on my door and said, "Can you pick my underwear up?"
No,
you didn't say anything about period pads.
Underwear that I don't say anything. Please, I beg you.
Wait, did you hear what she said? Let me rewind it again.
And Naomi in the past, instead of actually taking my concerns seriously. For example, I sent them a photo of a shampoo bottle that had been left there.
I want you to listen
now,
to
things
what the
like
fuck
that are
this bitch
usually
is
done
saying.
to gaslight a person.
Well, you
That's what
period
abusers
pads
do.
around. You leave your period pads on the
Yeah, by accident.
No, but you can't talk about it. You can't be.
Yeah, by accident. And I'll pick it up.
No, you don't. Because I have to come and knock on your door and say, "Can you please take it out?"
No. You knocked on my door and said, "Can you pick my underwear up?" You didn't say anything about period pads.
Underwear that I don't say anything. Please, I beg.
Did you catch that? This bitch who knocks on my door saying, "You left your knickers on the floor." Now she's saying she doesn't talk about it. The only reason she doesn't talk about it now is because I said, "Keep the fuck away from me and stop talking to me." And every time she talks to me, every time she says 2 words to me that she's not supposed to be saying, I make a report. But before that, she used to be always knocking on my door saying, "You left your knickers on the floor." Because that's the kind of shit this bitch pulls. The only reason why she hasn't said anything recently is because she knows she knows I don't play that shit. And plus, I've actually been really, stringent when it comes to the bathroom. I used to accuse her guests of leaving piss in the toilet bowl. Again, you've seen my social media, but then I realized, no, it's actually me doing that. Because what I do, after I go to the toilet, I wash myself. And sometimes I forget to flush. So now I'm remembering to flush. Little things like that. A slip of the mind. She turns around and she uses that to gaslight me with and to make accusations with. She's the one leaving shit all over the place to gaslight. She's the one roping Maria into gaslighting me. She's the one roping even Tyne into trying to gaslight me. Her and Tyne are still talking after Amoral or Amal blatantly accused Tyne of spitting in my food. That's what made me question Tyne's character. How the fuck are you going to turn around after somebody accused you of spitting in somebody else's food? Another thing that can carry a life sentence if you got any diseases. And then you're still going to hang out with them. I don't get this. Tyne is Icarus, by the way. So basically, because Icarus and Tyne and Amal have been hanging out, Amal has been showing Tyne my social media, and the mistake I made was thinking Tyne was in on it. She's not in on anything right now. I still don't trust her. Because if you're prepared to hang around with somebody who's accusing you of doing that, that's not the kind of person I want to be with, because you never know what somebody like that is going to do.
Why are you lying?
You know what? The way I see it, the both of you can't shit. Okay? You can't resign.
I can be peaceful.
No. I don't.
Oh, I can be peaceful. Bitch, what? Oh. Mate. This is crazy. I want to live in peace. Have you ever heard such nonsense?
I don't mind leaving, or if she leaves either way, because I find this situation very toxic.
The way I'm seeing it right now, we're not going to...
Right. So you heard me just say that I don't mind whether she leaves or whether I leave. Now, I've already named Amoral. I've already named Maria, who I called Weakling, and I've already named Tyne, who I called Icarus, right? I'm getting ready to leave. Yeah? But if I'm going to leave, you think I'm really going to walk out that door? I ain't going to send you one. You got me fucked up. So basically, Amal has been showing everybody my Twitter rants. Maria too. She's been roping Maria and her sister into this shit. She's been roping Tyne into this shit. And the thing is, one thing that I find interesting about this is that throughout that entire discussion and throughout her taunting me, Amal taunting me, she never once said, "You're lying about Tyne." She's accused me of lying about everything else. She's accused me of lying about, you're a liar. That's her usual routine every night. But not once did she ever accuse me of lying about Tyne. To me, that speaks volumes. And do you know what that says to me? It means she's been taking my paranoia, turning it against me, because I know that she's been showing Tyne my shit. She's been using that fucking, paranoia against me to say that I suspect Tyne of this, that, and the other. I think I misjudged her, to be honest with you, right? Saying that I suspect Tyne of this, that, and the other, right? So I think she kind of understood that and she turned it to her advantage and she showed Tyne my social media saying this is what she's been saying about you. I didn't start it, she did. And she has been telling Tyne that I've been lying about her to get Amoral kicked out of the house. When Amoral was the one who actually told me, or Amal actually told me, that Tyne is spitting my food. She was right there. When I brought the food up, she was boasting about how Tyne spit in the food. Now, I'm still in two minds about that one. Personally, I don't think Tyne would ever do something like that because she doesn't strike me as that desperate, right? But I'm in two minds about Tyne as a person. Actually, no, I'm not even in two minds. About her as a person, I don't trust her. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to run around behind somebody accusing you of something that could land you in prison for the rest of your life, potentially, that says a lot about you. I don't want to be around somebody like that. I cut ties with Amal for less than that.
Come to a resolution where both of you reside in the same property. Okay, because it doesn't seem as if that could ever go back to square one. Okay, so at the end of the day, I need to know from both of you, if you get an offer for a transfer to another property, would either one of you accept?
Well, as you know, I'm prepared to accept because clearly nothing is going to be done about this situation. Because the thing is, we're dealing with facts. We're not dealing with what kind of people one another is. I might not be a good person. She might be a great person. Right. But it's about the facts. Right. You can't just sit there and make wild accusations and then keep changing your story 5 or 6 different times and then expect people to believe you and expect people to want to be around you.
Has either one of you approached the police then in regards to this?
I have.
Yeah, and what did the police say to you?
All right, let me clear this one up. You have seen on my social media that I've called the police on specific people. But the only time when I actually called the police on Amal was when she was ringing down my doorbell to let her in and I didn't want to go downstairs to face her. I didn't want to go downstairs to talk to her because I was sick of her at that point, right? The only time when I actually called the police on her was then. The rest of the time, I actually called the police to do with hidden surveillance in the house. And I called the police to do with Brent Mind staff members that were attempting to engineer false diagnoses, again, which can carry up to a 15-year maximum sentence. It is a human rights and health and safety concern. So, yeah, that's what I called the police for. I didn't actually call the police for Amal making false accusations or anything like that. I didn't call the police on her for anything like that. What I've been trying to do was kind of hold all the evidence together, get all my evidence together and then take it to the police. I've been trying to sit on it and wait on it. So that's what I've been trying to do. So when I say I've been calling the police, I kind of misunderstood his question because I didn't call the police on Amal about the slander that she's been perpetuating against me. BW didn't even write it down. So
anything about it. Okay. Emergency services have also been called on me with regards to my social media as well. I have proof of that.
Okay. And what did happen when the emergency services called?
Nobody came.
Nobody came. Okay. The way I'm saying, this is not going to be resolved. The relationship is splintered. It's not going to go back. Whatever relationship you guys had before as people sharing a property, that splinter is not going to go back. So what I want to know, which one of you would be willing to move? Because like I said, the long and the short is we're going to have to transfer one of you. So
one of you, you know.
This is going to continue. Ideally, I don't really think that should be.
One of you. Did you hear that?
Yes.
I agree.
I think both of you should be able to try and build up, but at present, the way I'm seeing it's gone too far. Neither one of you want to back down, and when I say back down, neither one wanted you to say I was wrong or that the individual was right. So the long and short is I can actually make a decision, but I don't really want to make that decision just right now. I'd like to believe that you two can actually try to resolve the issue.
Can I be the bigger person right now?
And also as well, when we're talking about languages, please do not insult each other by saying I'm a bigger person or the other person I've got more intellect. That's not okay.
Right.
You understand? And also as well, I also heard you said you smoke cannabis.
I smoke outside the property. I don't smoke in the property. You understand?
Another lie. She smokes inside the property all the time. That's why the windows and the doors stay open. You see my social media with photos of the doors and windows left open everywhere. Why the fuck else would she be doing that unless she was smoking weed all over the house? I walk past her room and smell hash. I've smoked hash with her in her room. What the fuck is she talking about?
You understand? I would want peace. I don't want to leave the house. I really have situated myself here. I can be peaceful. I can carry on.
Baby, you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave. Amal, why do you think I've named you? You ain't got to leave, baby. You can stay right the hell where you are. Because unlike Nathana Findlater and Vanessa Katani, unlike those sociopaths, when I leave this place, I'm going to know where the fuck you live. And a lot of people are going to be talking to me, and the mental health community is a very, very small community. Everybody knows each other. There are links, and anything that you do is going to get back to me. Anything that you do is going to get back to me. Because institutionalized people know each other. There's a 6 degree of separation when it comes to institutionalized people. So, sweetheart, you ain't got to move. You can stay right where the fuck you are. And I'm always going to know what you're going to try and do against me. Because somebody at some point will tell me. And you're going to continue to hack my shit anyway. So there's that.
Being peaceful, I'm not going to ever say your name. I'm not going to ever do anything. I'm just going to go use the bathroom when I need to. I don't.
Another lie. As soon as I came back here, I didn't realize she was here, but I went mad hearing the lies that she was coming out with. And I just raged, because I raged to myself a lot. I didn't even know she was in the house. As soon as she opened the door, because I realized she'd been listening when I heard the door click. When she came back in the room, and as soon as her friends were here, she started chatting shit to me about Twitter rants again. I'm not going to say your name. Fuck you and your lies, bitch.
The only problems, the past is the past. I'll put in the past. I can't afford to move.
No, the past ain't the past, darling. There is no forgive or forget. You haven't admitted your wrongdoing. You haven't owned up to your wrongdoing. The only time when you've actually you actually owned up to anything is to make yourself look like a victim and look like a poor, helpless rake who can't help it. I just can't help it. I can't change. I can't grow. I'm trying my best. I'm young. Me and you were both raised by wolves. Don't fucking try that. Do you understand? Nobody buys your vulnerable shit when you go around doing this shit. And your friends and your family, like I said on my Twitter last night, they don't fucking like you. Because if they did, they would have been defending you months ago. Your brother Ali was the only one who was prepared to come downstairs and challenge me. And even then, that was only because I was calm in front of you making my tea. That's what got him heated. Not the rants, Not the Twitter, not anything like that. The fact that I was calm in front of you and I don't give a fuck what you do because I'm not the one who's lying. That's what got him heated. And by the way, I blocked his ass too. And he still managed to get on my Facebook. Thanks to you. Gang stalking.
This house because I have become so stable in this house, and it's the only time I've been out from hospital from a year, and I want to keep this peace. Fabio, simple as that.
First of all, my name's not Fabio. You know that. You've been looking on my social media.
Fabio.
You know what my name is. Second of all, I don't mind moving, okay? Because at the end of the day, if she does this to someone else, and that's on Brent Mind's head, it's not on mine. So I don't mind moving. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to want both of you to do, you guys give me a time to make a decision and I'll get back to both of you. Yeah.
As you know that Emily's told you, and I think Bryony's informed you as well, that if there's a training flat or a semi-independent flat available, that I'd be willing to move. That has already been established. And plus, I may talk to Sherwin about this because this is just unacceptable for it to go on this long, for the lies to go on for this long.
Let me stop you right there. I've only come into play.
No, not you.
Like I said, it's the reason why I called this meeting was in the time as well, this meeting.
Yeah.
You've been told, I didn't know whether or not if you'd been known about the training.
That's what I was told.
No. Like I said, please excuse me. Right?
Sorry.
So, like I said, a decision will be made. You're saying you're happy to move.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to speak to the other members of the staff team, get a conclusion, I'll get back to both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But what I would say to you, if you could just, for this weekend, you guys could just live your separate lives. Please do not cross boundaries. Yeah? Try and end this peaceful until we make a decision.
I can't.
Okay. I hear what you say. I hear what you say. You know what? Listen. Like I said,
you've moved so many times. How do I know that the reason why you haven't moved so many times is because you haven't ruined so many lives and have to keep running from the people who want to stab your ass?
I'm not apportioning blame on either side. Sometimes people that start, it just doesn't work out.
This is more than that. Yeah. This is motivated. Several lies being told, not only by Amoral, but among several staff members. Several staff members have gaslit me about the situation. This isn't the first time lies have been thrown around, and it's not going to be the last. So if you need me to move out, that's absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, if this situation escalates...
Can you please let me speak? It will be the last. Like I said, I'll make a decision and I'll get back to you guys. Simple as that. A decision will be made.
This is going to be done to someone else, so...
Yeah, and we're going to move forward. Okay? So like I said, give me a week, within a week's time, by Friday next week, because I don't work Mondays, I'm a bit bluish at the moment. So like I said, it's the reason why I'm trying to keep my best.
Sure. Yeah, so, no, I get that. I get that.
So I do appreciate that. So please, I'd like to thank you both for coming in. And you do both have a case. Yeah,
my past is, I understand this, and I understand my past is against me.
I don't.
Your past is against you. Your present is against you. What are you talking about? Your future is against you. Because after this meeting, you went right back to your old tricks about the past. Fuck off.
Listen. As I said in the beginning, past is the past. I don't look at people's past. I deal with today. Okay, I deal with
we're all dealing with today.
I want both of you to have a comfortable life and for you both to get on with your life. Okay, whether one individual moves out or not, that is the ridiculousness. We're here to give you guys the support, both of you. Okay, because I do want to support you. Okay, so I'm not trying to put...
You've only just got here, so I can't...
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in a week's time you might think differently of me, but at least, give me that week to try and work my magic. Okay, but like I said, I've taken on board everything that you've both said.
Absolutely.
Okay,
that makes me laugh.
Give me a week. By week Friday, we'll have a decision. We can actually move forward. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so please, I have to thank you both for coming in today.
Yeah, she can't get out the door fast enough. Yeah, that's her leaving.
That's what I can actually say. I know. Sometimes you know what?
I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Sometimes you just got to take a breath.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah, sometimes you just...
The amount of stuff that she said in front of Bryony, not only just about my social media, she accused me of deliberately trying to infect the woman she was talking about, Nikki. That's can carry a life sentence.
I heard you first time.
That's incredibly serious. And Bryony didn't even note it down. That's worrying. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say, talking about a lack of professionalism that I've observed. And also, Amoral just keeps changing her story all the time. But because she knows nothing's recorded, and because she knows nothing's being written down, she knows she can afford to do that. But, well, she's written it down there. But Bryony didn't write everything down. So Amoral is just getting away with it. But like I said, I'm happy to move out. But if Amoral turns around and does this to someone else because she's had no consequences for this behaviour, then it's staff members that are responsible. And as a mental health charity, I expect better. That's all I'm saying. And I can't put this on you because, like I said, you just got here. But as a mental health charity, I expect better. This is unacceptable for accusations to be made like that. There could be life ruining.
You did take it to the police, didn't you? As you said, you took it to the police.
I didn't take that particular incident to the police because nothing was written down. Right. And if nothing's written down, it can't be proven. But what can be proven is that she's been stalking my social media. And she changed her story about that in front of Bryony too. Did
you take that also to the police?
No, not yet. I'm trying to gather all my evidence together before I take it to any police.
Okay.
And police have lied about me as well, but we're not going to go there.
Okay. Well, like I said, next Friday, I'll make a decision. We'll have a decision next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come in today.
Yeah, absolutely. I just need to check the time. Okay, so it's 2 o'clock.
Okay, so it was 2 o'clock when the meeting ended. That entire meeting, including the end part where Amoral ran out the door, that meeting had lasted 19 minutes and 19 seconds. That's it. There was no attempt to get to the truth. There was no attempt to actually say, oh, Fabian, let's see your evidence. Even if my evidence was flimsy, they made no attempt to see it. They made no attempt to see evidence. You know, that there was no attempt to, say exactly everything that's happened. I've sent an email to Emily, to E. I've sent an email to E asking if I can, no, her name's out now, so I'm just going to leave it. I've sent an email to E saying, can you please, get me the copies of those notes, because she was there and she was noting it down. So I've asked for copies of the meeting, but let's see what happens. Okay. Hopefully the police, with this up, the police will come to me and I won't have to go to them. That's what I'm waiting for. I want the police to get here. I want the police to get here, and I want them to understand what I've got on them as well. This goes beyond Amoral and Brent Mind. This goes into Genesis, this goes into police, this goes into Brent Council, this goes into mental health. This whole situation goes beyond just one person, like I said before. I want them to call the police. Better yet, try to take my social media down. I'll take that to Brent Mind tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, because it's Friday. What am I talking about? I can take that to them on Monday. Say that my social media was shut down because somebody couldn't handle the truth. Somebody didn't want anybody to know the truth. Better yet, I can take that to the fucking police. Get them recorded not doing anything. And then see what the fuck they're going to say next. There's a whole level of possibilities that I could go with this. I thought my options would be limited if my social media was exposed or my social media was limited. I genuinely thought like my options were up. That's it. If I can't have my social media, then what's going to happen? But no, if they try to shut that shit down, like there are so many options. There are so many options, so many roads that I can go down. So I ain't sweating it. Let them do their worst and I will do mine. And they can't handle mine. I'm sorry I got so angry with the, with the recording thing. I couldn't believe, like when I hear lies like that are that audacious, it's disgusting to me. You've lied, Amoral, you've lied about Tyne. You've lied about Maria. You've lied about Nikki. You've lied about Vanessa Katani, according to Brent Mind. One final note I want to leave this on, right? Amoral has said that she had been reporting my social media to Brent Mind, that she had been reporting my mess to Brent Mind. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That is the one part that I actually believe her on. That is the one part that I actually believe her on. When Clarissa was here, one of the temp support workers last year, like I think it was May or June last year, Amoral turned around to her and said, oh, I've got some photos to show you. She lifted the photos of my social media. She either did that or took the photos herself, tried to make out like it was her evidence. She said, I've got some photos to show you. So she wasn't lying about reporting it to Brent Mind. That's absolutely what she did. And most likely she showed Clarissa my social media too. She keeps talking about it to support workers. So who's to say that she hasn't been showing it to them? I definitely buy that Brent Mind have been looking at my social media. I buy it. I absolutely buy it. And I actually think that it's Brent Mind who's lying. Because they're trying to build a case. They're trying to build a case on me to get me kicked out. Imagine, I'm not the one who's accusing any tenants of rape. I'm not accusing any tenants of fucking being bunny boilers who want to have sex with me. Like, of all the things that I've said about the tenants in this house, I've never ever said that they were in love with me or want to fuck me or anything like that, or they bumped puss with anybody. And the thing that I know about a lot of tenants in this house, I could have said a lot of shit, but I chose not to. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think Brent Mind is lying. No, scratch that. I know Brent Mind is lying. And from the evidence that I put on the recording there, now you know how they operate. She admitted to fucking stalking my social media. She ain't been kicked out of the house yet. She admitted to serious slander. She ain't been kicked out of the house yet. Instead, they said one of us has to go. One who? They've been building a case against me for years because I kept calling them out. They've been building a case against me saying that I'm mentally unstable, that I'm paranoid, this, that, and the other. And they've dragged other tenants into it. They did that, not me. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Brent Mind low-key dragged other tenants into their fuck shit. And Amoral high-key dragged other tenants into her fuck shit. All of this drama just to get me kicked out. But like I said, I don't mind getting kicked out. Sometimes losing isn't always losing. I had to learn that. I've had to learn that throughout my life. Just because you lose one battle, it don't mean you lost the war. So, you can kick me out, Brent Mind. But don't think for 1 second I ain't going to send you one on the way out the door. You brought this on yourselves. Amal, you brought this on yourself. And anybody associating with you brought this on themselves. I have no sympathy. Kick rocks. Now, for my TRs, I got to go. Thank you for staying with me. This is some crazy shit. I'm just glad I recorded it. Take care.